Have you ever, just for a second, closed your eyes and imagined a world where humans towered over trees? Where a single footprint could swallow your entire house? Where a man's shadow could cover an entire village at noon? Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But wait, because thousands of people around the world swear it's true. They say giant skeletons have been found. They say governments are hiding them. They say scientists are lying to us. And for a moment, you almost want to believe them, don't you? Because deep down, don't we all want to be more than what we are? Picture this. It's 1945, a dusty desert in Ecuador. An old archaeologist, his hands shaking with decades of hope, digs his brush into the earth. And then, thump. His brush hits something hard, something massive. His heart races, his breath catches. He calls his team over. They dig for hours, their hands bleeding, their eyes burning with tears. And finally, there it is, a thigh bone, bigger than any human bone ever recorded. He whispers to himself, "I found it. I found the giant." But years later, modern scientists re-examine that same bone, and they smile, not with joy, but with sadness. Because it wasn't a giant human, it was a giant sloth, a prehistoric animal the size of an elephant, extinct for 11,000 years. And right there, in that moment, you realize the saddest truth of all. We don't find giants because we are the giants we've been looking for. Let me give you the truth, not the myth. For over 2 million years of human evolution, not a single fossil has ever shown a hominin taller than 7 feet. Even the tallest ancient human skeleton ever found, a Homo erectus in China, stood at just 193 centimeters. That's 6 feet 3 inches. Tall, yes. Impressive, absolutely. But a giant? No. Compare that to the average medieval European, who was only 5 feet 4 inches. We've actually gotten taller over time, but we've never, ever reached 10 feet, or 20 feet, or 40 feet. And here's the heartbreaking part. Out of every million animals that ever lived on Earth, only one becomes a fossil. 1 in a million. That means to find the giant human fossil, that giant would have had to exist first, to breathe, to eat, to walk, to die, to be buried in just the right mud at just the right time for just the right thousands of years. But there's nothing. Zero. Zilch. What we do have are whale bones mistaken for giants, dinosaur femurs mistaken for gods of legend, mammoth tusks mistaken for weapons of legend. Our ancestors weren't stupid. They were imaginative. They saw greatness in the ground and wanted it to be theirs. Now, put yourself in that archaeologist's shoes. You've spent 30 years of your life. 30 years digging in the dirt, hoping for one discovery that will make your name immortal. And one day, you find it. You cry. You call your wife. You say, "Honey, I did it. I found the giant." And then, years later, science tells you, it's a sloth, my friend. Just a sloth. Your heart breaks. But then, something strange happens. You look at that sloth bone again, and you realize it's still magnificent. It's still a story. It's still proof that life on this earth was once enormous, beautiful, and strange. And in that moment, you understand something bigger than any giant. We don't need to be physically huge to be meaningful. We are already giants in our curiosity, in our love, in our stubborn, beautiful refusal to stop asking, what if? So the next time someone tells you they found giant skeletons in a cave and the government hid them, just smile and say, if they were that big, we'd see them from space, my friend. Because Earth doesn't hide secrets. Earth reveals them, slowly, patiently, bone by bone. And every bone we find, whether human, sloth, or dinosaur, tells one true story. Life is big enough already. We don't need to invent giants. We just need to appreciate the wonders already buried beneath our feet. So now, I have one last question for you. If you could wake up tomorrow as a 30-foot giant, what would be the very first thing you do? Would you hug the clouds, step over mountains, or maybe Would you just kneel down and look at the tiny humans with wonder? Drop your answer in the comments, because I truly want to know, are we all secretly wishing to be bigger? Or are we finally ready to realize we were already big enough all along?